So we were talking about the placement and how crucial the placement of the microphone is, and in general, just how even if with one microphone, there's a crucial placement relative to high end and mid range. So I figured I'd try to describe it with raw footage here, like basically with a microphone and a speaker. So you take a speaker, and you've got the dome, you've got the paper. So specifically with a 57, for you guitar aficionados, for you tone merchants, the magical spot is where the paper meets the dome. If you mic straight on the dome, you're going to get the brightest possible sound. And as I was showing you with the 57, 57 is bright as it is. So I move the 57 off center to where it meets the paper and the dome meet. And that's going to be, in general, sort of your golden spot. So the first thing I do when I'm miking with Royer and with the 121 and the 57 is I'll take the Royer and I'll use the magical mag light, which I talked about. And you take the mag light and you want to shine into your cabinet or your combo, and you want to find the dome. And then once you find the dome, I like where the 121 is placed right in front of the dome. And I basically find that by shining the light. And the thing about the mag light, seriously, without kidding around, it gives you can tighten right down and you can get the mag light right next to the microphone, and you can shine that in. And with these basket weave cabinets, it's kind of, sometimes you have to turn the lights down, but you can get to see the speaker. So pretend that we're shining it in, and we're looking in, and we see the dome, and what we do is we place the Royer facing right on the dome, which is the brightest spot. And then we take the 57 and we place it right next to the Royer. Now, here comes a whole nother crucial part of this conversation. So we're looking at the Royer here, first off. And the flange on the Royer, on the 121, is where the ribbon is. So the ribbon is basically, and I mean, give or take a very fine measurement, you might as well just assume that the ribbon is in that center spot, because that flange is what's holding the ribbon. So if you're looking down on that, you go, okay, well that's the point of contact that I want the 57 to be in phase with. Now, here comes a whole nother part of this conversation. A 57's capsule is not at the front of the microphone. So if you were going to place this 57, if you can see what I'm doing here, like that, frankly, the ribbon, which is what you're considering the capsule of this microphone, is not in phase with the 57. You have to actually come down into approximately here. If I took this piece of plastic off with the amount of foam that's in the top of this in a 57, the actual capsule of this microphone is almost an inch receded. And that inch is quite a bit when it comes to miking a speaker. So if you're following me, because we're looking down, and if you get in tight on that, you're not in phase. You're actually you're about an inch away from being in phase. So I basically will take the 57 and have to get approximately where this plastic is to meet with the flange. So if that's making sense, I mean, it will change your ability to blend the two microphones radically, just that inch, literally, because phase is a time relationship and you want the capsules to be as closely related as possible. So basically, once you get your Royer positioned on your speaker, on the dome, you want to position your 57 right next to it, So it matches into the paper here, where the dome meets the paper. But you want it to be, like I was explaining here, receded in that inch or inch and a half or so. On this 4x12, I've got actually the 57 and Royer 121 on one set of speakers on the right side. And on the left side, I've got the Royer 101 and the 57. So to basically start, you want to tighten your mag light, your special Royer mag light, and you want to shine in and find the dome, which is, as I explained with the Ross speaker, is where I want to place initially the Royer. So from this right here, I can see in and I can see that the dome is right where I've got the 101 placed. And again, the 101 does not have flanges as the 121 does, but what it does have is you can basically assume that the ribbon is in the center of the microphone. So this is kind of a function of how close you want your microphone to the speaker cabinet. And honestly, I really like the mag light because a lot of times I can sort of do a measurement and say, okay, this is about as deep as I kind of want it. So I've got that now. And then as I explained, the 57 wants to be receded in to sort of where my capsule on the 57, and then I can see that the 57 is focused right where the paper meets the dome. And for me, that's excellent placement. I know that's going to be in phase, and I know that my ribbon mic is going to see the brightest possible spot. And then if I go in and the first strike of a chord, I feel it's too bright, I might move, or if I feel that the 57 is a little brighter, a little darker, I'll move it a little farther outside. If I want a little brighter, I'll move it a little more. And then the same with my 121, which I would then come around to the other side and, as I explained, find the perfect spot by shining the mag light, which the thing about a mag light is that it actually zooms, and you can get it to zoom right in, and you can really see. I place the mag light actually kind of, next to, and I can see right where it's shining in because I basically assume like an inch over is where I'm going to be placing it. So the mag light just zooms right where I can see that, and then I go, that's where I place it. And it really allows me to fine-tune my placement. So without, again, being overly redundant, that's what I suggest you guys do when you want to use the two miking technique of a 57 and a Royer, whether it be a 101, a 121, a 122, or a 122V. All the same technique, and will give you the ability to have in-phase blend of two microphones.